When daily tasks become too painful, it's time for change. Let our pain management and wellness practice, Valentine Integrative Health, elevate your quality of life and ease your discomfort. Visit us at valentineintegrativehealth.com and start your journey to a fuller life.
Is that delicious beverage?
Duh.
Preparing students to demonstrate mastery of math state standards can feel like a dull, unending cycle of equations and practice problems. Unengaged, frustrated students can weigh on teacher confidence and lead to uncertainty about overall achievement. Two Ivy League-trained engineers observed this struggle and created a way to transform how students learn the fundamentals of math. Through the innovative Accoletics math program, EDA has helped more than 400,000 students achieve success on state-administered math tests and transformed the academic strategies and performance of schools nationwide. Accoletics' uniquely designed supplemental materials and tools are well aligned to your state standards and provide a clear path to exceed state proficiency standards. Through ongoing professional development, you will uncover common challenges and activate solutions that promise to improve student achievement in your school. By partnering with EDA and choosing Accoletics, you can start to see an unprecedented return on your investment in as little as one school year. Don't procrastinate on giving your teachers the tools to help students achieve their highest math potential. To learn how you can dramatically improve classroom instruction and learning, test scores, and student confidence, call, email, or visit Accoletics online today.
And welcome. It's Allison and Marc podcast. Of course, the Married in Media podcast.
Oh, let's do the mission statement.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, all righty. Welcome to the Allison and Marc Married in Media podcast. We are two Gen X media pros who happen to be married with 3 grown kids. We talk about everything from politics to pop culture with a little bit of humor and a whole lot of love. Welcome in.
We are married, people.
Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? This is a check-in, which I need to start doing on Wednesdays.
A check-in.
Period. And
Make sure everybody's okay.
And how serendipitous that's when we do our thing. How's everybody doing? What are you going through?
How you doing, babe?
Did you enjoy the eclipse? I'm a little boop, 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 boop today.
Yeah.
I'm a little...
Some things going on, but it's always something going on, but it's all a blessing, right? It's all going to work out.
And it's nothing serious. It's just, when you have kids, they have all different opinions on how to do things. And when you've been through things before... and you know what might be the right thing. You know what might be the right thing, but you are trying to let them make decisions on stuff. And so that's where I am. But did you enjoy the eclipse, everyone? Did everyone have their glasses? I did. And I think I was mesmerized by the majesty of the universe and how it works. It was great. And what it taught me was when I actually was taking a nap and I missed that peak time. It was 3:20 when it was going to be at the most time that we were going to see the eclipse, because here in the DC area, it was only a partial eclipse, right? And I was so frustrated, but I went outside anyway, and I'm like, I missed everything. And then I put on the glasses and I could see what was there, not visible with the naked eye. And I thought, wow, there's so many lessons in that. The things that you can't see that are working in your favor behind the scenes all the time, and you just can't see it because why? You're so, I mean, we're all a part of this universe. We're all a part of the fabric, and we're connected by it, by faith and all of that. But it shows you how small you are really in the scheme of things, and how huge, brilliant things are working behind the scenes that you have no idea about.
Come on now, preach now.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. It's never just like, oh, did you see the eclipse with me? That's my toxic trait is I'm usually much deeper than the surface stuff that I'm talking about. So
come on now. Now I know I've been married to you for quite some time.
So that is
you came up in it.
That is where it is. So for me, that was it. You were inside taking a shower and
I did. I
care less.
Yeah, I wasn't.
But then when you came out and you looked at it, did you have a sense of, wow? Yeah,
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't locked in. I wasn't locked in for whatever reason. It didn't move me. As far as moving me, you know me. I'm like you. I love that. I love those conversations. I love that way of thinking. For whatever reason, I wasn't locked in for the eclipse. This was one I took a pass on. Okay. But I enjoyed.
Well, good thing for you. The next 20 years, you'll be locked in.
To aim for.
In 20 years, when it happens again, God willing, we'll still be around.
And the dam don't rise. And so babe, this next segment, I put it together. I played it for you. I thought of you because we are an HBCU family.
Yes.
I have to thank my lovely wife. I did not attend HBCUs. I wanted to. Didn't get a chance to. It's a whole other story. But all of our kids attended or attend HBCUs, and as that you guys all know, and of course Allison knows, Uncle Ocho, and of course their podcast and Shannon Sharp's podcast, one of my favorites. And so Ocho, who was not aware of the experience, his daughter just went over as an AKA, right, babe?
Yeah.
Proper terms, right?
Yeah, you did.
And so I wanted to play the clip, and then I attached to it our daughter after graduation, right, babe? Sydney put it down.
Sydney is a Delta, and the just some of the what would it be called? The traditions, some of the customs, and I think, and this is one thing that I do share with Shannon Sharp. I feel like, just like every Christian or Muslim should do like the pilgrimage to the Holy Land in their life. I feel like as Black people, we should in some way touch the institutions that are our historically Black colleges or universities, just for whatever it is. Go on a campus visit, learn about the history, walk the grounds, take a summer school class, attend an HBCU, whatever it is. And so in this clip, Chad Ochocinco is privy to a little bit of it. And his response is kind of like how I felt during the eclipse, this pageantry that you didn't even know was there.
I didn't go to HBCU. Obviously, you know that. Now I'm jealous of you a little bit. I'm jealous of you because if you had the opportunity to experience what I saw tonight at Prairie View A&M at their probate, with my baby crossed
she went over.
Yeah, she crossed over as an AKA, and I ain't never been in no atmosphere like that. Now, obviously, I'm an ambassador at FAMU, but I haven't had the opportunity. Most of the time that I'm there, it's in a sporting event or I'm at a football game. Mm-hmm. But being inside that auditorium and watching the energy in that atmosphere, listen, I got to take my glasses off. I ain't never seen nothing like that. That kind of energy, that kind of passion, that kind of love, and that kind of love and support from all the sororities, from all the fraternities, for the people that were crossing over, even though you have nothing to do with them. Dog, talk about family. It felt like a family reunion almost. It was that kind of vibe. It was that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, for sure.
The AKs went last. The AKs went last. They came out. It was like this is the only way I can explain it. It felt like Michael Jackson. You know how the audience goes crazy and everybody stands up and goes crazy when Michael Jackson came out on stage?
Yeah.
When them AKs came out and marching to that song, there's a song that they come out, E and AKA. I don't want to sing it because it might be disrespectful. Yeah. And I see my baby. Oh, shit. Boy, I'm about to cry. Hold on. And I see let me put my glasses on for people try to screenshot me and laugh at me. And I see my baby strutting and hitting that stroll. Oh, man. Hey,
that's awesome, man. That's awesome,
man. That was one of, oh shit. Damn, but that was one of the greatest feelings. One of the dopest feelings, man. And obviously, being able to see my daughter cross and her mama, her mama up there. Her mama is the AK too. But no, that was great moment, man. That was live, boy. Hey, that was live. That was live.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I know she probably Shadi. I know you probably watching. Your mama watching. I like that. But you made your daddy proud. You made your daddy cry tonight. But that shit was live. That energy at HBCUs, man.
Ain't nothing like it, bro. Like I said, I think everybody should have to spend a semester at an HBCU to get the ambiance, to get the pageantry, to be at a homecoming, to go to the step shows, because there ain't nobody stepping like what they do. We do it big, and to be at the yard when all the sorors and frats are in the park and they doing their thing and they getting ready, because they're gonna have, we used to have step shows and people come, Georgia Southern and Fort Valley and Clark and Mo Brown and all those people would come down and they challenge, man, and to feel that energy for homecoming and like you said, the rush when they go over, ain't nothing like it.
I want to live on the yard.
Man, let me tell you something.
It's nothing like it.
Babe, what a day, right? What a day.
What a day. And it's like, just for a moment, I always say whenever I speak and do all this, hey, Brandy, how are you, my love? 3 hearts back to you. When I speak and I talk about it, I say, when you're there in a college situation and at HBCU, it just feels like, oh, I'm looking around and, this is what it feels like, and then you get into the real world and they're like, okay, you get on these papers and whatever it is. And so, you get the fortitude, the strength, you get the confidence, for those years, you are totally ingrained in them. It's sort of just like a big warm hug, a big warm auntie arms hug while you're there. So yeah, I love that. I love that Ocho and they're putting it on a national platform for people who might not know. Yeah. And inspiring people. So, okay.
And so, speaking of history, our man, we need a theme song.
Hey, Bootsy, we see you.
He's the Carl with a K. He makes your day and he does a certain thing and makes you sweat. Okay.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah. I love that. I love that HBCU fam thing because, I went to Howard. So,
okay, go ahead. Look at Carl. You're going to work it in. Go ahead. Work it in.
I had to. I had to. No, hate to say that, Allison, don't hate me, but I got to say the real HU.
Okay, well, I'll let you do it. So that's okay.
But there's one thing about going to an HBCU is growing up, I was always, we were told that you had to be twice as good.
Yeah.
When I got to Howard, I realized I got to be better than these people.
Yeah.
Before I even think about them, because I was around the best of the best, in my opinion.
That's right.
At the HBCU.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was
and I always say that there's so many other cultures who do, after school class or weekend class to just learn about who they are as a community. And this is the closest thing that the Black community has, besides, of course, you've got the church and other organizations, but I'm talking about young people on their own. So it's nothing like it. But okay, what you got for us today?
All right. So we're going to have a little bit of fun, starting with a little bit of reading, because reading is fundamental.
Okay, wait a minute now. Okay, chat right. Along.
So first Black trivia question. Alex Cross is the main character in over 30 novels by what author? Is it James Patterson, Walter Mosley, or John Sanford?
Now we're our Alex Cross family.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do the honors?
James Patterson.
Okay. Oh, well, I didn't realize you were an Alex Cross family. So,
did you remember that it was James Patterson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
because normally when he does that defer to me, he knows it. But yeah.
No, we will do. No, yeah, we are definitely. It's funny. We're a reading family, and what I'm noticing is like a lot of the things like in our lives, like Allison really had brought the HBCU experience into my life. To be honest, I was aware just of Howard being from where I'm from, but then the reading piece. My mom was a reader. Allison's parents are a reader, so Allison's a reader. I'm a reader, and so it's like a lot of times. That's why I don't want to give out a lot of advice on marriage because a lot of times you just happen to share the same things because so many people are not readers, but and so Allison's parents, especially mom, was a big audiobook person, and I became a big audiobook person. and Carl, working in Baltimore and always having that hour commute, and I was taking down that. So Alex Cross, the James Patterson, I'm a big Walter Mosley fan, and then my biggest fan is James Lee Burke. I'm the biggest fan of James Lee Burke. But anyway,
okay. I like John Sanford is one of my favorites too.
Okay, we'll check out John Sanford.
Yeah, you know what? I've played with him. I'm gonna have to go back.
Okay, not a problem. Question number 2. Violet Palmer was the first woman to do which of the following? Her name is Violet Palmer. Was she the first to be a commercial airline pilot, officiate an NBA game, or own a sports franchise?
The chat, you're welcome to this one. I have no idea on this one. And the chat, the first person in the chat that gets it right will Cash App you. Let's see how much I got in my Cash App. $3. Let's see. $3.
Okay, I'll say, and I'm learning things all the time. I'm going to say she was the first commercial airline pilot.
So stop, Carl. Does anybody want to hop in on this? Allison says first commercial airline pilot. I'm not going to answer. Chat, do you want to chime in and win your $3? We'll come back to the HBCU conversation.
Are you
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony Horn says referee. What's up, Anthony Horn? Checking in from some foreign land.
And what's his name?
Anthony Horn.
Send Anthony his money.
Well, that's great because I owe Anthony $50, so that's great. Anthony, I'll send you your $53 now.
And if you notice, it says the first woman.
Yeah.
So it's not just the first Black woman. She's the first woman. On October 31st, she officiated the first NBA. She was the first woman to officiate an NBA game against the Vancouver Grizzlies and the Dallas Mavericks. She's the first Black woman to referee, I think, an NBA All-Star game as well as an NBA playoff game.
All right.
Carl, were you working at the station when Anthony was the promotions director? You remember Anthony? Were you there?
Oh, Anthony Antmo?
Not that Antmo. He was another Anthony.
Not Antmo.
Not Antmo.
I might know him by face.
Yeah.
All right.
One more.
Okay, Mark, this is going against everything that you are doing right now, but
all right.
In what city was the first Black-owned McDonald's? Was it Washington, D.C., Chicago, or Harlem, New York?
Okay, I'll say Chicago. What do you say?
I think it's Washington, D.C.
I think you should go with your wife.
Yeah.
Chicago. Brandy knew it too, Chicago.
You know why? Because there's just not that many, like the fast food places in DC. I can't even remember.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there was a McDonald's right across from Howard. I lived at that place.
Yeah, it's still there too.
Yeah,
I saw a naked man in there one time.
Wow.
Afternoon.
But Herman Petty, he opened it in 1968. It had closed, but they got bought by another Black woman and reopened back in January 2023.
Awesome.
Wow.
So
yes. Wow. See, I always learn something. Thank you. I'm going to wow my friends tomorrow around the water.
Carl with the K. Next week we have a new graphic from Carl with the K.
Okay.
Carl, how can people find you? How can they follow you? How can they also get the game?
All right, you can get the game. You can follow me on Black Trivia Network on Facebook, Black Trivia Network on YouTube, as well as my live stream on the Black Trivia Network channel every Monday at 7. And you can order your games and contact me on my website, soultrivia.net.
Carl with the K, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Carl.
In-house. Carl, always great to see you. Thank you, my friend.
Not a problem. And I look forward to being here next week. Probably sitting there listening to you guys talk because you're not at the HBCU.
All right.
So when we were playing that, babe, Charles Sims checked in. Charles said, "Hey guys, you remember me, but the last meeting in National Harbor, I asked you about my store in Waldorf. Mark, stop by and say hi." Oh yeah, Michael Sims. Okay, so I need to stop by and see Charles's store. You're absolutely right. And then Brandy asked about it, and of course Brandy's checking in, and he said it. And then
what's the store?
We had Charles. It's Michael Sims.
What's the name of the store?
I think it's called Michael Sims.
It's called Michael Sims. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we have a birthday wish here.
Yes, from Dr. Brown.
Yes.
Happy birthday to little Lewis. Is that little Lewis?
Little Lewis is 16?
Yeah, and then Christian, happy birthday. Look like little Lewis is 16. They are 16 as of April 4th. So yes, happy belated.
And babe, would you jot that store down? I need to go. I'll go check out the store. I'll go check out the store, Michael.
Okay.
Michael Sims.
It's called Suits Me.
Don't know family who could attend. I had brothers and nephews that are Kappas. We never invited to. Oh yeah, Kevin, you could go.
Suits me.
Babe, you can go to the. You can see the Rushman if you're not Greek, can't you, or can you? I don't know the rules.
I don't know family who we're not Greek could attend. I have brothers and nephews, NSU and Hampton, just like us, that are Kappas and we never invited to the South. Yeah, you can just go. It's step shows. Look to go to the step shows. You've already missed what's called the probate. That's when the new members of the different organizations come out. But you could definitely go to the step shows.
All right. Yeah. So Kevin, they didn't invite you? Wait a minute. Anthony, I can't see the Anthony. Anthony Horn, is this the Anthony Horn that used to be the PR Anthony? Yeah, that's Anthony. What's up, Anthony? Anthony Horn from, he's in other countries now. Okay, here's Charles. It suits me.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
Suits me. I think it's, I'm looking at it, but I'm trying to find it online. Are you a men's store? Do you have women's clothing? Let us know.
So Anthony's from Chicago, so 65th and Stony Island. That's crazy. Okay. That's crazy. Anthony, was that where R. Kelly used to go?
I love Brandy. She said, "Bye, Carl." Suits me. All right.
Okay.
Let me just say this. Brandy is we're not paid either, but our unpaid
promotion, marketing,
and producer. Thank you.
Tarnisha McQuarrie.
Happy birthday, my Aries sister. Mine is the 16th.
Oh, snap. Get it, Tarnisha.
Happy birthday. All right, let's go on. What's our next feature today?
Our next feature today, so we can hop into, let's see. So, what was this? Hold on now. I got to take my glasses off now. I'm doing like old people. Oh, so speaking of pomp and pageantry, babe, growing up, I think you're like me. Well, no, you weren't a big wrestling fan.
No, I was actually.
But you're a big wrestling fan. So, but our generation was like, for me, it was like Dick the Bruiser, Ric Flair, that whole generation. That's the same, and so now that Rock, Triple H is now taking over for McMahon, and then The Rock is now a part of this thing.
Okay.
And this thing with last weekend, it was crazy. Yeah. It was a return, and it really was next level. I think wrestling people are like, it's not fake. It's bigger than fake now. It's just like
it's there. It always has been.
And these guys are now, many of them are in their 50s and 60s, but looking amazing. This moment made me just be like, this is so awesome. And actually, people who were there were talking about it online. So I wanted to play a clip of it when The Rock, basically The Rock ran into an old friend.
Let's see it.
And the way it happened, I thought was amazing.
Holy Christ! The dead man coming! Choke slam! Undertaker's back!
So my friend who was there said, so you expect when you hear the bell, the Undertaker's there. But he said they were expecting him to walk out or be over here. Yeah. But the fact that he was on the stage, I mean, the production in wrestling is crazy. So I know there's some wrestling fans that were out there doing their thing. And The Rock, let me tell you something, The Rock's no baby. He's like, what, 52 now?
Is he that
getting
old?
Slammed around?
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, okay, wait a minute.
I did watch wrestling.
And so Wallace, we got a birthday, Wallace?
Darnell.
Almost
30.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Wallace was younger than me in high school, but like by what, like a year or two? So
okay.
Yeah. Happy
30.
birthday to your baby.
All right, wait a minute, Bootsy. Bootsy, you know we gotta do it now. Now, Bootsy wants to be the unofficial producer of the show too, babe. So between Brandy and Bootsy, we'll have to battle.
And Brandy said she watched it too. Yeah, for us, now we got to remember it was like that's when there were 3 stations and then your super station. And I think wrestling was on the super station back here at home. It was channel 20, you know, for us. And so, yeah, we used to watch it. What is that? Saturdays? It was great.
So being from the Midwest, I think ours was wrestling at the Chase, which was St. Louis. And that was Ted DiBiase when he was a good guy. Like I said, Dick the Bruiser, Bobo Brazil, King Kong Brody, the Von Erich brothers. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Dwayne, the Rock's dad, which my mom had a crush on.
Yeah,
my mom would be like, "Oh, he is fine."
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking, Yeah,
and so
that's a fun moment. Yeah, that's good old fashioned fun. Like back to the old days, and it's cool to have. You know, for kids who watch it now, or I guess they weren't watching The Rock when when they were coming up. But I don't know, do kids still watch wrestling?
Oh yeah,
they do.
Kids,
Okay.
Oh yeah. And so this moment, I think DL was on Don Lemmon's show. Don Lemon now is like us, baby. He has a streaming show. He has a streaming show. We have a streaming show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Babe, we need to treat it the same way. Don Lemon is a brand new star. Right. And so DL was on doing what he does. DL is a deep thinker now. He's a comedian, but he's always been a deep thinker. And he had his take on, so if those who don't know, when Don Lemon was launching his show, it was supposed to stream on Twitter, now known as X, but he interviewed Elon Musk. And after the interview, Elon Musk was like, yeah, nah, it's not going to happen. And so he asked him some questions about this freedom that's on X now, where you basically can kind of say whatever you want to say. And so it's kind of proliferated a lot of the right wing kind of like commentary, and people are growing. And he asked him about it, and that seemed to be the place. So DL responded to his thoughts on Elon Musk and the kind of white supremacy energy that we're kind of faced with right now in the country.
And Elon Musk is one of those men, and I think it's no contrary evidence. I think he's a white supremacist. I think he supports the notions of white nationalism. And I think having a black man asking them questions was something he wasn't going to take. I watched his face change when you asked him that question. I watched it. And people can pretend like you can talk to people like that. And if you could talk to people like that, we wouldn't keep constantly coming back to what we're trying to get away from. Everything that every forward movement we've had, they've tried to strip away. Affirmative action, schools, diversity and inclusion, history, because they don't want to hear it, because it's a challenge to the idea they have of themselves. And that man is the poster boy for that bullshit.
Yeah, again, always, I mean, DL, he said what he said. He said what he said. Yeah. And I can't disagree. I mean, I think it definitely is a climate. I mean, the fact that Elon Musk is from South Africa to me is interesting, and his perspective, his perspective coming from South Africa is very interesting to me. But I thought DL pretty much said, he pretty much said it.
I'm disappointed in the way that the Twitter has evolved under his leadership, and some of the moves that he has made. It's just disappointing, because you're right. And I always felt like, why should one man be so influential in even the space program and all of this, and trying to change just the way we think about technology? I think he is so powerful, and it's dangerous, because let's be honest, if he wanted to go on Twitter, or now known as X, and just spew whatever, he owns it. And we spent a lot of years and going through trying not to have monopolies in this country and all of that, but it gives me, as the kids say, the ick. And I do believe that I don't believe that he has my kids' best interest at heart, period, as young Black people trying to navigate and trying to further assimilate into the wider culture. And that's just what it is right now. And so DL, like, people, he can be a polarizing personality, I guess, because he speaks the plain truth about things, but like you, I agree with him on that one. And guess what? Don Lemon, good. He will always rise to the top because he is a true journalist and he's asking those questions. And better that he knows now than to be beholden to somebody writing his paychecks because you're, on his streaming platform. But I don't know. I don't know when I don't know. And I think DL is right. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back it feels like it. And, I always talk about growing up in the 80s, going to school in the 80s. And it just felt like, looking back now, this little bubble, like it felt like we all, I'm looking back at some like the dance videos in the 80s. Everybody was partying. Everybody had the same like big hair. We were going to, we were like the generation that was out of like our parents were in the civil rights generation. They were young people in the 60s. And then we were young people 20 years later in the 80s. And it really felt like we were moving in one direction. And there are always people. And when DL talks about what they don't want and they blah, blah, this is not talking about a whole race of white folks in this situation. It's talking about the people who want to see us divided. And that is that whoever belongs in that little powerful 1% that sits somewhere in an ivory tower making all the decisions down here. And it's just like we as a society, Black, white, brown, Asian, it just feels like trying to always move forward as one, and little agents sort of drop in and keep us divided. And so good for DL for weeding out somebody who I think is one of those little agents that tries to keep us divided. So that's how I feel about it.
And so then people still commenting on the wrestle conversations. Hulk Hogan, of course. Bootsy up 20.
Channel 20.
Tony did a perk.
Channel 20. That's what I was talking about. That's what we used to watch. What was your superstation in Springfield?
The Wrestling at the Chase, Channel 11.
Channel 11.
In St. Louis. So Tony Perkins did a puppet show, baby. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. that I don't remember. I remember Count, what was his name? Count somebody who did the scary movies on the week. Count Gore Vidal. Was that who it was?
Okay. Well, they're gonna someone's gonna chime in.
Here at home. Yep.
42. Wow.
Yeah. They will never, Brandy said they will never separate us. And that's what I'm talking about. Like there are good people.
Well, it's not the people, it's the system.
It's not the people.
So don't worry about it. The whole purpose is to separate everybody.
That was a little kiss, kiss, love, love to me.
Yeah.
From Brandy and you too, I suppose. No, my sweetheart, they never will.
I love this. They're like, Linus, like, somebody said, The Rock don't have nothing on Haystack Calhoun way back in the day. Mm-hmm. I love that because that's the argument. Yeah. That's the arguments in barbershops and whatever. You know what I even thought about? Like The Rock's dad was a stud, no doubt, right? But and around The Rock at a certain age is like, obviously it's a different time. People maintain their fitness and go whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think probably subconsciously when your dad was that, you always were aiming for that. Mm-hmm, sure. Aiming for that. And has he reached it? I mean, you can't deny what he's done, and his dad can be proud, right?
Oh, Count Gore Vidal is still on TV, Brandy says. Yeah. So Brandy was saying, and this is true though. Okay, so and I know a lot of people have gone through this. Brandy says she was banned on X.
Oh yeah.
Before. So it's like it feels weird. Like what kind of society is this? And
it's like censorship without saying censorship.
But it's a censorship until you don't want something censored,
right?
And the stuff you're letting in is really harmful. Right. Anyway, what's up? What's next?
So
we'll talk about
this is interesting. I think love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
And Coach Dawn Staley.
Oh yeah.
She shouted out in winning the championship.
Congrats to the Gamecocks of South Carolina for winning the NCAA tournament, the women's program for winning the NCAA tournament, and congrats to the UConn men for winning the men's.
And so, babe, you have a connection to South Carolina. What's your connection? In addition to spending your summers at Grandma's house, you also attended.
I'm a graduate of the University of South Carolina. It's so wild because both of my schools. So I went to Hampton, which is now HU. So they're like, oh, 2 HUs. Which HU? The other HU. And the second one is USC. Of course, when you think USC, you probably think University of Southern California. But I went to South Carolina, and I love the fact that I went there and got a master's degree after. Was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, and so I am a proud Gamecock.
And when Allison, we were dating, I asked you, why did you go to because of whatever the history, and you were like, because my mother could not go.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, that's deep. And I heard somebody talking about that. And, you know, like you said, talking about America and its weird racial makeup. So they were saying that actually, initially, USC allowed African Americans. Then, of course, Reconstruction, they stopped. So it's like you said, a movement. It's not the people.
Forward,
it's not the people. It's those that are controlling to divide.
Yeah.
They divide and they create these narratives that divide us as human beings. So it's not the people. It's the system that does that, right? And so she shouted out. So and I thought in a classy move, Coach Dawn Staley praised in the victory praised Caitlin Clarke.
I really would just like to say that I have to congratulate Iowa on an incredible season. Awesome. And I want to personally thank Caitlin Clarke for lifting up our sport. She carried a heavy load for our sport, and it just is not going to stop here on the collegiate tour. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up as well. So Caitlin Clarke, if you're out there, you are one of the GOATs of our games. That we appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach.
He's kind of got backlash. We're in the real world now. Some people were like, why did she do that? You know, she doesn't. I mean, you know, she kind of took away from her own moment.
Yeah.
I think she did it. I feel like she did it because I think she took the high road. I think, and also Caitlin Clarke. A lot of the places are like, is she the greatest ever? But I think that's not the point. I think the point is what you can't deny is this season for women's basketball in college has been phenomenal, and it's been led by the talent, not just Caitlin, but the other stars that have really captured.
Angel Reese included.
Yep, have captured the imagination of the world, and for the first time, the women's championship had more viewers, substantially more viewers than the men's championship. People are talking about women's basketball, and I think Coach was keeping that momentum going. And also, it reminds me of kind of like with the Steph Curry effect. Is Steph Curry the greatest that ever played? No, but you can't deny his impact on the game. Now, kids, when we were coming up, everybody wanted to dunk. Everybody now shooting threes. And I think you can't deny that Caitlin was influenced by Steph Curry. And I think she's almost like the female Steph Curry, like little girls with the ponytail. You know, they're playing. And so I think the impact has been a crazy on the collegiate level. And I think it's going to continue into the pro level. I had no problem with her giving love. What do you think, baby? Did you feel a certain way, or were you okay?
Well, when she was saying it, class act for sure, Dawn Staley, Philly's finest. When she was saying it, I did think that, is she going to also talk about, like, name some of her players? Because what we like to do, period, is there's always, you know, we always hold up one person. We say, well, this person. Now, it is undeniable that people have been talking about Caitlin Clarke through, like, I even knew her name, like, early on before this, about the waves that she was making in women's basketball. So, yes, undeniably, people were watching because they wanted to see the matchup between a program that was undefeated all season and basically Caitlin Clarke and whatever. So I think it's no fault of Caitlin Clarke's, but I also do feel like in that moment, like, it could have been maybe cut in half, all that she was saying and about Caitlin Clarke, and maybe shout out, you know. So this is me. I want to, you know, these women have led us through an undefeated season this year. I want to let you know some names that you might not know right now, because blah 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 boom. Or I would have started with, you know, Caitlin Clarke. She helped to put us on the map this season. We were more eyes were on us because of the buzz around it. But I want to also let you know about so and so, because when that one player, like when Caitlin Clarke was going for the thing, and the game clock was like, no ma'am. And then they go on to win this impeccable season, then I think that was a moment for her to also really shout out some of her standouts. Because if I were one of her players who've like put it all on the floor for her, and we got this championship. I would have liked a little bit more, maybe here's some names you don't know, because what they like to do is just, here's one person, you know what I mean? And that's what, but it speaks to the star power, maybe why people were watching. But I do feel like, look, she's a class act, period, no doubt about it. I like that she shouted out, of course, the other team. It's always great when that happens. But that moment, like with the Caitlin Clarke, and you know, I don't know. I think it could have been spent also hyping or saying these are some of my, you know, whatever. Because I still don't know her name. I'm trying to look her up. I forget what is her name with the big long red ponytail, looking like right. And so she was on her.
Yes.
Period. And so like,
but that also brings home the point, because you're right. That's the name that's going to sell these tickets. So that's. Sadly, that is how it works.
But what I'm saying, just like in the music industry, they choose, it's 1,500 people who can sing a house down, but it's like one person they put up, and these other folks are out here. So what I'm saying is there's room for it. And in a moment like that, when all eyes are on it, maybe also do this. Yeah, shout out Caitlin Clarke. She absolutely did that damn thing. Yeah. But also, you know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't disagree. All right. So also this week was busy. Let me tell you something. We're Gen X. We're Gen X.
It says so, and we're two Gen Xers.
Above us, you got the baby boomers, Gen X, and then so I think this brother is a baby boomer.
Okay.
I think I'd look it up, but this brother right here,
who it
is a rock star. He is. When you look in the dictionary under rock star,
I think these weights are fake.
You can't deny he's a rock star.
And that these.
And so I think we talked about.
Don't try to ignore me, Marc Clarke.
Of him with his abs out.
Don't ignore me, Marc Clarke.
And now I think he's like 60 now. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about Lenny Kravitz. Have you seen this video?
I think they're rubber weights.
Rubber weights or not, Lenny Kravitz working out in some leather pants, y'all.
Life ain't never been better than it is now. Go, shorty!
I'm confused.
Lenny Kravitz working out in some damn leather pants.
He did do that.
And so
I don't. Why is he in the leather? He did it. But
so he is. What are we? 58. He's he officially 60? Yeah, 1964. No, May 1960. He'll be 60.
Whatever it is, he's doing it.
He'll be 60 in May.
Yeah.
He damn near 60. Yeah. I always say damn near. Damn near is always funny, right? And so, and what's up with his hair? Didn't his hair come all the way back? Like he had his whole. Now, of course, he has an estate.
That's a lace front.
He has a. Babe, you cannot. Let me tell you something. If Lenny Kravitz has a lace front, no.
Is Lenny Kravitz on tour? Because he was just walking in the Buc-ee's the other day too. Like, what's going on right now?
If Lenny Kravitz, you cannot be vegan and have a house in Jamaica that have a lace front on. I think.
I'm just joking. I don't know if we got a lace front or not.
Okay, look. Yeah. See, Wallace said like. Sadly, the business side of me.
Cardoso.
That's the big girl. Yeah, that's the tall. When I say big girl, I mean the tall defender.
Okay.
The girl, I can't think of the young lady that was on her who was locking her down. Definitely. But yes, he had on fishnets, Brandy, and leather pants. Only Prince. I think only Prince probably could get rid of that. I don't need no fishnet shirt, Brandy. Quit playing. I don't want my nipples to get caught up in the shirt. It's not gonna happen. Deborah, of course. So, babe, let me ask you this. So, did that make
he's a little man.
Did that make him sexier, or did it just add on to who he is?
It was weird to me. Like seriously, you lift weights. What kind of weights was that?
No, it was 135 pounds. He was doing skull crushers and shoulder presses. That's pretty impressive. Skull crushers for your triceps.
So that's humanly possible to do that and then throw the weight like that? Yeah. Well, he's you know what? Lisa Bonet was married to Aquaman afterwards, and we look at Jason Momoa and we think, okay, now I know he can do it, but maybe Lenny could do it. His her first husband. Maybe she's on a roll with that because that seems unhumanly possible.
I think she gets. She does. She probably. Okay, Anthony Horn. Gotta go. Okay, Anthony Horn. Take care, young man.
We're almost out of here too. What else we got?
Well, speaking of amazing bodies, if you miss me getting into the cold plunge, now I hopped into, my day job. My night job is to, on every Wednesday, do this with my wife.
Yeah.
And again, if you'd like to sponsor, please contact us because we are taking new sponsors. The window's closing though, because we're already up to $1 million a year. But I had a chance to do the cold plunge, a brand new spa, Tribe in Baltimore. Amazing. So you just saw Lenny Kravitz. So you're used to seeing beefcake. So now you're going to see some butter beefcake.
Gather up all that energy from the heavens, pull it down. Woo!
Yeah.
All the way to the shoulders. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Deep breaths, just settling in here. In through the nose. Little pause at the top. And then release. Like you're fogging a window. Now we got the jets on, making it extra tough. Nice. This water's moving.
Woo. Big finish?
Big finish on the dunk.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're dunking.
Oh my goodness, no. All the way.
Oh my.
Oh my. I think Mark is enjoying this. Wow.
How cold was that?
45 degrees, baby. 45 degrees.
Give it up to you. That's amazing.
45 degrees. How about it?
No.
Their health benefits, it's supposed to help your body and everything. Yeah. So, babe, here's the takeaway. Guess what part of your body for me, was cold? Guess what part of the body?
The top of your head?
It was the feet and legs.
The extremities, yeah.
The extremities, that was the distraction.
That makes sense, yeah.
Everything else you could manage, but my feet and legs.
That makes sense. When my days of being out reporting in the cold and your feet just get,
Yeah.
As long as your feet are warm, yeah.
So that was the part, I was like, that was the part, you had to kind of like, almost like just kind of like block it out.
Yeah, you did a good job.
But I get it. So, babe, would you do it with me?
Yeah, well, I'm with Brandy. That's a big ass no for me.
No, baby, you wouldn't do it even with the cameras all standing by.
No, I would not. It would be hard for me to do it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
All right, babe. So
it would be
again,
hard for me to do it.
As we wrap things up, about 47 minutes. A good show.
All right.
Appreciate everybody. We got the birthdays out there. Do take care of business. I got to send my man $3.
Ask Allison today.
Oh, that's Brown right, Dr. Brown. Did you have an ask? Were you asking Dr. Brown? Because you had one.
On the fly. I can take one on the fly.
Does anyone have an Ask Allison they want to get in as we wrap things up? Because I think I already had one over here from last time that we didn't do it. Does nobody wants one? Okay, let me look at my notes here. Oh.
That's okay. We don't have to do it. Send them in. We'll do it next week. No big deal.
Christina said, no, that's a no for me.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll do it. We'll do it next week. Send them in. You can always send them. Where do people send them to?
You can send them to I Am Media.
I'll type it in there now. Media.
Here, I'll type it in there now.
I am Media 66 at gmail.com. If you have an Ask Allison, we'll tackle them. We could have a whole show with them. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
Just to be uncensored. I'm going to be like, first thing off the dome, really what I want to say. Because a lot of times I censor my answers because, I'm thinking of all the different angles. Speaking of, the last thing I want to say.
Christina said, how are your eyes?
The last thing, huh?
How are your eyes? Oh, they're good. Christina, are you worried about my eyes? They look red. They look red. They look red. They're not red, right, babe? They're not as red as they look on camera.
No, they're not.
They just kind of, I don't know what that is. They look red, but they're good. They're good. But thank you, Christina.
Speaking of that, it's so funny. Like speaking of censoring myself and that whole thing.
Okay, break it down, babe.
So.
From yesterday, Allison, your eyes. You have something going on in your eyes on TV?
I don't remember. What happened? Was it might have been my lashes because I always struggle with my lashes.
On TV, did you have something going on?
I don't remember. I can't remember day to day.
Thanks, Christina, for checking in on the family. Christina's going to be checking in now.
But for the first time, I had to send in a doctor's note.
Her eyes were bad
yesterday. Was yesterday Eclipse Day? No, 2 days ago.
Yesterday was Eclipse.
Eclipse Day was Monday.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm okay. Because I think what I had said earlier is that
Babe, you didn't send me the video.
What video?
The video with weigh-ins.
Oh, we'll do that next week. Yeah, I've been going through old videos from old interviews. We had so much fun.
We can close with that. Can you have it on your phone to send it to me? You're talking.
Oh, that's okay. We'll do it next time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
thanks, Christina.
Yeah. So what happened was I really did take in, we're ending with how we started. We're talking about the eclipse. I really did take it in, and I had the glasses and all that, but I think that when you just basically staring at the sun, glasses are not, like how powerful it is. Like I was tired afterwards, right? I was tired, and I just felt a little off. Like I felt a little off kilter. We went to the gym anyway, but it just felt a little bit lethargic. So I think that's what it was, but I'm good. But speaking of which, so we spent all this time like leading up to it. We were not in the path of totality in this area. And you have to, and so, somebody on my Facebook was like, yeah, it was okay. I thought it was going to be completely dark. Like sometimes you just can't, I have to learn that I cannot just answer everyone on my social media because people don't, you're halfway listening, you're doing these other things, whatever. But
and even with family, babe, you can't solve every issue.
If you're watching now, we never said it was going to be total darkness here.
And even with family, you can't solve every issue. Moms want to make everything right, and sometimes people just have to learn.
Yeah. So this issue, are you talking about what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll end it.
Yeah, this is a good one.
We'll end it with this. Basically, our youngest is down, she's away at school, and they did not have housing for her freshman year, so she lived off campus. Well, this year, she called me, I'm all excited, Mom, I think I want to, I'm going to try to get a place on campus and blah, blah, blah. And she gets it. We put the deposit down. We go through all the hoops of getting it done. And then today, Mom, I don't know if I want to live on campus. What? And she's concerned about, and I get it. Like you go from not having to share a bathroom and all that to sharing a bathroom in a dorm type space. But sometimes as adults, what we know, for those of us who went on to have the college experience, that living in the dorm is where you meet some of your friends for life, and it's like just the whole piece of the college puzzle. And but what do you do as a parent? Like, do you let her stay in the off-campus housing where she has her own bathroom, or do you say this is just what it is? Because I feel like you could basically be home and commute to school, save a whole bunch of money and heartache with all of that, and to not get that experience. But half of it is learning how to navigate, dealing with people who might be difficult, right? This is dealing with people who might be difficult, using a shared space. You're not always going to have the creature comforts, and it's okay because you grow from it. So that's what we're navigating right now. So
okay, well, people chiming in, babe.
That's it.
First of all, Donata gives some love. She said, you two are so much fun to reflect. Thanks, Donata.
Thank you.
Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Michael Stanley. Thank you, Michael. What's up, Mike? Okay. Wallace says, oh my, about the campus thing. Yeah. Now, Christina.
See, and Christina, she wasn't on campus. So that's what I'm saying. She has the opportunity to be it, but I think that she got
that's what
a little
babe.
spoiled.
Stay on campus.
Yeah. She got a little spoiled by not being on campus and having her own bathroom and all that. But
shout out to Christina's a picture. Christina, that's a rich picture. I get that. How do you do that at? She needs
She needs the experience. So it's almost like going through the same thing. Exhausting. Because
the birthday tomorrow, Tanisha, you tired?
Tanisha has a young Gamecock, she said too. Her son is at
USC. Okay, yeah.
But it's like this, right? It's not just about this. It's the whole experience. As adults, what is going to make their lives richer and better, but what they're seeing is through their limited scope, right? And so at what point do you say, you mind staying on campus? I paid the deposit. This is what you said you wanted to do. Like, I'm dealing with it all the way from here down to Atlanta, and we did it. And adapting to changes is absolutely a part of college life. So this is it. But
so, babe, now in these situations, I don't chime in because
the compromise. Well, yeah, but that's frustrating to me sometimes.
Well, because my answer.
I want you.
It's not a chime in, babe, because the reality. This is why. Because the reality is, starting when they're little bitty kids. My life. There was these options, so it wouldn't even be a conversation. You put down the 250.
That's the yin and the yang of us, though.
But I'm just what I'm saying, babe. But right, and so
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, I don't chime in because a lot of times it ends up everybody gets offended. The girls aren't used to that because that's not how they were raised. So now at this point, like I said, in my world, it's like, oh, she ain't no option. You going? We put the 250 down. You staying in the dorm. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
And
it's not even a conversation.
And the things
so that's
that
what
you're
I'm saying.
afraid of, you will get over. And sometimes in life, you have to do the hard.
I'm not even saying all
it's
that.
Not even hard.
I'm not even saying all that. You know what I'm saying? What I would say is that we put the 250 down. That's it. Okay. You said you wanted this. That's what you got. You're going to be there for at least a year.
And that's what
everything's
I said.
off the topic.
So you're going to do it. And I understand as a person.
They've never had those hardcore. They never have had to do that though. And so now, is it fair to make them do it now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it is. And it is. And
you say, but
well, and here's the thing too. I get it. I don't want to talk about such nastiness on this forum, but as a person who could never imagine going to the bathroom at my place of work or any other place, I don't know how I survived those years in college.
You know how you survived
using a communal bathroom, but I mean, I get it, but you learn how to navigate it. Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I don't chime in, babe, because it's almost, you already know what I'm gonna say.
Say it.
But I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So many kids.
It doesn't matter.
So many kids don't have the benefit of two different points of view, and we did grow up differently, and I think that it can do nothing but enhance their experience. Yeah. Hey, Dr. White.
Uh-oh, Dr. White's in the house.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, like, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, what did it say?
Well, you walked into us
what did
talking
you do,
about
Doc?
how sometimes people don't want to go to the bathroom in public places, and I'm one of those people. But you get over it, and we're trying to encourage our youngest to live in the dorms when she has a spot in the dorms. So guess what? She's living in the dorms. That's it.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. She tough on television. She ain't tough on the phone.
Baby, now we're not on TV now.
This is television. Okay. That's what you got. What you don't know is this is the new television.
This is our show. All right, let's wrap it up for this week. Okay, we have done an hour. We have done an hour on this, and we have loved and appreciate each of you and your opinions. Thank you so much for chiming in. Yeah, we'll see you.
Oh, damn, Beverly done chimed in. Now Beverly said Allison is not being nasty.
Yeah,
have the real conversation.
Thank you. Sometimes it is hard. Like there are two different camps. Some people can use the bathroom at work. I'm talking about some big business.
I can use the bathroom anywhere.
Ew. Okay. Anyway.
Well, because it's not under your control when nature calls.
Yeah, but how about if somebody comes in? You just stay in the bathroom, put your feet
I had to
up.
let my boss the other day. It was funny because it can be kind of crazy when your boss is in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so I'm at the stall, and my boss, and Allison always busts me out about the way I spread my legs. I stand.
He's a man spreader.
And he said, oh, you gonna just block me out? You ain't gonna let me in? Right. That was pretty funny.
Did he have to stand right next to you?
Yeah, there's only two.
Ew. Why are men's bathrooms set up that way?
Funny.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, London. Where you been, London?
I
London
stayed in the dorms of my gym. So maybe that's the compromise, London. Maybe she stays. Maybe that's the compromise. Maybe she stays in the apartment because that's the other part. We still have this lease in the apartment. Maybe she stays in the apartment and then with the understanding that next year. But here's the thing: there's so much. It's like such a push, especially at the HBCUs. You don't know when you're going to get housing. Oh, so that's the other problem. So anyway,
London got a code. That's a code name, London. London Bancole.
All right.
Nice. Christina's like, look, Christina's all in.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah. It depends on which floor.
Christina is handing out the jewels tonight. Okay, girl, this is what you need to do now.
Yeah.
And so is Brandy.
Yeah. And you can find a different place to go. Anyway.
Brandy, really?
That's what I'm talking about. Big business, Brandy.
Brandy, do we need number 2 on
talking about big business. All right. Let's wrap this thing up.
Okay, we'll get everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us. He is a man spreader. Keisha,
where you been now? Keisha, you know the show started at 5. Where you been now? Billy, okay, Billy just showed up. Wow, Billy, what is going on? Look at you. I'm gonna go look at you on Instagram. Billy, oh my goodness. Billy became a radio superstar, babe.
All right.
When he was Billy, what are you, 20? 20, 21? Wow. Time, man. All right, y'all. Have a great evening. And we'll wrap things up with Lenny Kravitz. He'll take us out.
No.
Working
with the
out.
song or the workout?
In his leather. Lenny Kravitz, y'all. See you next week.
Life ain't never been better than it is now. Go, shorty.